Joining me now is the man, the myth, the legend, Don Bell from our sister station in Philadelphia. Good to see you, my man.
Good to be with you. Listen, with that kind of intro, you need to be my agent.
You don't need an agent. You're looking good. You're looking good.
Man, appreciate it.
Let's talk about A.J. Brown, because people around here don't know much about the guy. They know he's talented, but what are we getting with A.J. Brown?
Well, first, we got to hope that you're actually getting him. But if you do get him, this guy, it's so funny. You know, you and I have covered sports for a long time. We've covered football a long time. When you are on the sideline and you look out and you see number 11, and let's just say, for example, if you didn't see the name on the back and you didn't know what position he played, you would think that he were a linebacker or an edge. I mean, he's
that big.
He's physically impressive. You see the way he gets separation. You see how he bodies people when the ball is in his area. And then when you see him in person, you understand why. Just physically gifted, speed, strength, all of the tools, hands, everything that you would want in a wide receiver. So I think that just as a player, if he's healthy, this is the guy you want. I mean, 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons with the Eagles, and that is a franchise record. So phenomenal ball player.
So everybody's waiting around for June 1st. Okay. Do you think this is a done deal?
It looks that way, especially, all right, let's take AJ out of the equation for a moment and just take a look at the moves that the Eagles have made in the offseason. Everything points towards them offloading AJ in some type of move. I mean, even with a first-round pick, they choose to get a wide receiver out of USC, and that's not a move that you would make considering that you already have Devontae Smith on this roster. So, obviously, it seems to me that they're definitely going to make a move here. Is it going to be New England? Is it going to be a dark horse of some sort like, say, I don't know, the Rams or the Jaguars? As time goes on, you're starting to hear more teams are potentially interested, but you know how this game is played, right? Everybody's trying to raise the price for the Eagles, at least the Birds are, so they can get as much as they possibly can in a deal.
He's going to be 29 years old in a month. Is he still the same A.J. Brown?
I would say no.
Okay.
Year one, 1,400 yards and 100 receptions. You know, those types of things, those types of performances have gone down. Now, the difficulty here in Philadelphia, what we're trying to figure out is that the offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo, who they let go? Is that Jalen Hurts, who has been reluctant to throw the ball over the middle, has been reluctant to let it loose in 50-50 situations? How much of that has to do with what's going on around with him? Does that have to do with, say, Saquon Barkley, who had a year for the ages? Why are you trying to throw the ball when you've got that offensive line and that running back behind you? So it's hard to figure out exactly how much of this is about a decline on AJ's part. There is some talk about him not separating the way he did early in his career here, as if it's been that long. It's been 4 years or so. But yeah, it appears that there is a slight decline, and maybe there's some concern about a knee. Only time will tell.
Locker room guy, and does he come with baggage?
Okay, that's a complicated question, because when I'm in that locker room and have an opportunity to talk to people who play with him or are around him, they love this man. Right? They say he's a great teammate. He's there early. He leaves late. He puts the work in. He is supportive of his teammates. Devontae Smith, another #1 caliber wide receiver, a guy who won the Heisman Trophy, loves the man. So when you think about that, yeah, he's a good teammate. However, you know, there are those situations where
there's always a but.
There's always a but. We're talking about wide receivers here, where, you know, you're on the Twitch stream, and, you know, the influencer asks you, hey, how are things going? And you're a little loose with your vocabulary. Loose lips sink ships, they say, right? And so, you know, there have been some circumstances where it appears that he's thrown the quarterback under the bus. He and Jalen Hurts clearly don't have the same relationship. And Jalen is the godfather of, I believe it's his daughter. So definitely one of his children. And they don't appear to talk anymore. So, you know, I guess it just depends on who you want to ask.
Is he a me guy? Will he complain when he doesn't get the ball?
He has complained, and it's difficult to have this conversation because when you watch the film and you watch every game as we do, you cover every game, you clearly see opportunities where he is open, he's not getting the ball. And so when he is vocal about those things, you're like, well, he has a point. The question is, should you actually say those things? It's like you get into a discussion with your wife, right? Your wife asks you, does this make me look... The answer is always no. The answer is always no. So he's been a little too honest at some point, and this game of football can be a political game.
Patriots is going to have joint practices with the Eagles, I think. How weird would that be for AJ?
I think it would be strange because of people like you and I who will ask all the questions, even after they've already been answered. And I will say this, like I mentioned earlier, I do think his teammates, his former team, if it becomes former teammates, they do love him. There's a lot of affection there, but that would be difficult because in this game of football, the window of opportunity to win and do something special is very short, and no one will ever convince me that the Eagles are a better football team without A.J. Brown on the roster. And so by him effectively begging his way out the door, you are impacting the legacies of guys like Lane Johnson and other players here who could definitely use you in this NFC.
Donnie, you're the best, my friend.
Good to be with you.
So good to see you.
You were
reason
fantastic.
why I had you on. Donnie Bell, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, buddy.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
With the possibility of A.J. Brown, of course, coming in here, too, how does that affect the whole wide receiver group to go along with Brown, Dobbs, Booty, Hollins, Douglas, Williams, Chisholm?
I think that is a great question, Dan. And you mentioned Kayshon Boutte. I'm wondering if Kayshon Boutte is going to be with the team because that's too many players for what if everyone's healthy. Something's got to give. A.J. Brown's going to be here. Romeo Dobbs is going to be here, right? Like they're going to be the top two.
Done.
And then, the Kyle Williams is going to be here. Can he step up? But he's fast, can release at the line of scrimmage. I think they want to get him in the mix. Pop Douglas, Efton Chisholm, they could be battling for one spot. And so, to me, if everyone's healthy, Matt Collins is going to be here. Dan, so there's almost like one too many body there, right? Which is a good problem to have, I suppose. I just think they could be more explosive. And I am partial. I don't know how you feel about Stephon Diggs. Like, I think we talk about the group, and I still think there's something they're going to miss not having him. That emotional spark plug.
But A.J. Brown, if everything goes what you wanted to, should provide that. The other part of that, too, is Mike Boutte made so many big catches for them. Reliable target for Drake. Don't discount that, too. So maybe they try to keep as many as they can via injuries and things like that, too. So.